And hello, welcome to another game of Wakasm Plays Legacy of You. Oop, there we go. We are on game 6, I think. I could probably count the cards. I think we've won 4 and lost 1. I think we've won, lost, won. So if we win today, we will be on a 4-game win streak. And yeah, we're just continuing this campaign. Going to see it to the end before we move on to the next game. I'm Wakasm. I play video games and board games on this channel, so if that is something that interests you, keep watching, and if not, then I guess not much I can do about that. So we're going to get started. We're going to switch over right now to the game board. It's all set up, ready to go. If you are not familiar with the rules, well, there's 5 other games for you to kind of go learn about how the game works. This is the initial setup. We start with 10 cards. These are our starting resources. Up here is all of our starting workers and our starting barbarian, which I guess we will have a quick conversation about right now. There we go. So I believe this is one of the bad barbarians that we just unlocked, which I said probably would not be that difficult because of this power that we have. Just to kind of recap how things are going. This was the power that we got during our 1 loss, which lets us kind of soak up a damage every single round. But the problem with this one, even though this only has 2 workers to get rid of, you don't get a lot of rewards. So I think I might be used to getting all of the extra rewards, and I don't know. I don't know if it's going to become a problem. I don't know if it's going to be more of the same. We're going to find out together. We got the wave right here, getting ready to take over. We have our boat right here, getting ready to sail down the canal. And I believe it's backwards. It's probably supposed to be facing this way. We are just going to get started. So as always, for the first part of the round structure, we are going to do the harvest. This is the harvest. And before I continue, also forget, October is usually when the 1-player guild does the top solo, the community, I forget what it's called. It's like the top 200 people's choice community solo list. Yeah, name something like that. But you can go over there and vote. Just go to the 1-player guild. There's probably a big thread. You can I think you can rank up to 10 games, and then they every year put out a list of what game is popular. Spoiler alert, Spirit Island will probably win again, even though that's not in my top 10 games of all time. It is for a lot of people, and it overwhelmingly is so. But there might be some new games on there this year, so you should go vote and do that. Anyway, back to the game. We are going to do our harvest, which we did. We are going to draw 4 cards, which is part of our harvest, and we're just going to get started and see where the game takes us. Will today be another win? I don't know. I don't know at all. All right, so this is my starting hand. We got a little bit of everything. As far as bottom powers, we do have one of the powers that we like to get, although I kind of want to get this worker if possible. This one's the monkey, who we just unlocked for the first time, I think as part of the story in the last game. This could be interesting to get 3 shells every single round, because that gives us a lot of flexibility, but shells do have a limited capacity. We kind of hit the shell capacity a few times. I don't know if this will be a great one to start with. I'll have to see if this is what I want to do. I might want to do this and wait on this until later, but it really depends on... I got to look at the board a little bit more and figure out what I want to do. So anyway, why does this happen? I have to figure out why that happens. All right, we're going to do it the long way. All right, technical issues appear to be fixed, so we'll keep going. So the choices are, do I want to tuck the monkey, or do I want to tuck this hero and get the extra labor? I think we're going to do the extra labor. Just get that out of the way really early. I kind of want to do the monkey to see how it works, but the problem is you can't really use monkey, or you can't really use the shells for workers until this upgrade. And by then, like, I don't know, we'll either really be in bad shape. So we're just going to do it like that. We'll deal with getting the worker there. Plus, once you start getting these buildings out, which for some reason I always forget the names of the buildings, even though I've played like 40 times, the outposts, farms, outpost huts, you also start getting a lot of shells. So, you know, I'll just end up getting a lot more shells. So instead, we'll do it like that, and then we'll just discard these 3 guys to get an extra laborer. We'll get the 3 shells from the monkey now, and we'll get 2 brick. And we'll be ahead on brick. And we'll discard all these guys. And then we are going to recruit, and we're just gonna use our ability to instead of take damage, we will trade with them instead to appease them or bribe them, since they're actually coming here to just take our stuff. But yeah, we will just soak up the bribe instead. So what we're gonna do with our labor then is get an extra provision, and then we are just going to use our 2 provisions that we have, and we're going to recruit these 2 guys. And I think that's all we're going to do. So we have 4 shells, 2 brick, and a laborer, which means we should be able to go after this really soon, get that upgrade, which will then let us get out something else. So that's it for the turn. We took our actions. We're going to return the barge, which we didn't move. We're going to suffer our attacks now. We're going to use our ability to suffer this attack. So these are all going to slide down. This is going to slide down. And then we are going to reveal new barbarian, reveal new villager cards, and we are already off to the next round. So pretty quick turn so far. Hopefully we can get the time down a little bit faster. So we are again just going to simply do our harvest, which now we are getting. This guy's going to come back. We're now getting 2 laborers. I think getting a laborer is always the best play. Even though I really wanted the black rider instead of the laborer, I feel like that's just the best way to do it. We're going to get a shell. We're going to get a food. Now we have a bunch of shells, so if we need a food, but we can't pay for food yet. We have to actually move the barge to be able to do it. We're going to get our 4 villagers right here, and then let's see what we have going on. We can't tuck any of these, so we're just going to take all the top actions. I don't see any reason to just not do them all right now, and we'll see what we're working with. Interestingly enough, I don't have to feed anyone anymore. We got rid of. There was an ongoing extra win condition that. Sorry, my hat is like crooked. There was an ongoing win condition in the past games where we also had to feed people, which is what all this like fish and green is used for. But I don't have to worry about it anymore, so it's a lot easier to just play these cards and not really like have to consider what I need to do with them. So we are going to just get an extra food, an extra shell, a laborer, an archer, which is the yellow guys, and another brick. We have a lot of brick right now, kind of too much brick, but we will deal with that in a little bit. So then easy to start, we're just going to recruit this character right now. Actually, I kind of want to. I like recruiting, but I like getting the extra food. So we're actually going to trash them to get the extra 2 food. And then we will use the 2 extra food to recruit these guys. So it goes right back where it came from. And then we are going to, don't have what we need to tackle either of these guys yet. So we are instead going to, what are we going to do? We're going to move the boat. We have to move the boat or else we lose. So first things first, let's move the boat up. We're going to pay these resources. Boat's going to come off the board. We're going to get this. We're going to immediately get a brick and a lumber. So we got the lucky no bad things happen to us one again. There's only 2 cards. One of the things I actually don't like about the game, I got to remember to write that in my review. But when you set up the game, after a while, like after you start the game with a lot of these options, but after a while you only end up with like 3 of these cards. So you just kind of shuffle them and you kind of end up with the same outcome. I feel like the game could have used just a couple more variations on like this part of the game once you get there. But yeah, just something that I've noticed, that I always feel bad when I get the easy thing first. All right, so we did that. We are going to get an extra provision before we forget to do that. But we didn't lose any cards, so now we have the option to make food with our shells, but we are instead just going to do the smart thing here, and I think we're just going to put out a building of some sort. We can actually, you know what, I didn't look at my cards before doing this. I guess we'll do an outpost first because we can afford it. not an outpost, farm, because we can afford it. And we will do the one that gives us a color worker instead of just the generic labor. We'll do the labor one later. So we'll get a wood, and I have to pay a brick, a labor, and a wood to do that. And I could have gotten one of these out pretty early, which is actually what I wanted to do, but I didn't have any of the cards in my hand that I would want to tuck under to be able to do that. So that's why we're not doing it yet. And then I'm going to bribe this barbarian up here, and I'm just going to use my power to stop that. And I think that's all I'm going to do for the rest of the turn. I could actually use 2 of my provisions to grab another villager, but we didn't lose any. We only lost the one that I trashed, so I think we'll just leave it at that for now, and we'll end the round. So we're gonna slide these down. Actually, we're gonna slide these down. We take attacks first. The boat comes back onto the map, but we don't actually take any damage. And we'll add another barbarian. Now this is a bad barbarian. This is where things are gonna probably get out of control unless I can find a way to solve that problem early, and I don't think I can, because I can only soak up damage. I can't use my power on this, which means I'm going to flip over 2 barbarians a lot earlier than I would want. So I don't know what our options are with that. We're going to see what cards we get. So 1, 2, and then we're going to shuffle. And when I have to draw a card that from the discard, or, when I have no cards here, is when the flood moves up. And we are going to simply do the following. We are going to draw our 4 cards. We're going to do our harvest. So 2 more laborers. This guy comes back. We're going to get a food and a shell. And then we can get 1 of any color. And before I choose, I want to look at my cards here and see what I have. I do have a red, so I'm going to get a yellow with my wild, so I can take care of that really tough barbarian this round. And then I don't really have anything that I want to tuck again this round. Maybe I tuck a yellow and I go for an outpost soon. I don't know. I don't have the lumber to do the outpost though. That's the kind of the issue there. I'd have to trade in a lot of shells to be able to do that. Maybe we just put out another farm. I don't like to do a double farm, but that might be what I have to do. I prefer to have the action that's on this card right here. But if I don't have what I need, I don't have what I need. So anyway, let's get our resources. We're gonna get a red from this card. We're gonna take the yellow from this power, from that harvest power. We get 1 of each of a provision and a shell, another brick, and another laborer. We are very brick heavy again in this game, and all these guys are just gonna lie down. And I don't think I've cheated. I always feel like I'm cheating when I play this game. Like I feel like it's very easy to accidentally give yourself a resource twice, but I think this is actually what I have, because I haven't gone after any barbarians, but we're about to go after our first barbarian right here. We're going to pay let's just move them down here. We're going to pay the 3 food, 3 workers. We're going to get our 3 shells from that, and this is going to go away. And now we have what we need to deal with these 2 guys again. They're going to go away. This is all going to go away. And now we have to decide what we're going to do on our board. I feel like we should... I want to do this. I forget what power is underneath this. I always forget. It's okay. Just get a generic worker. Maybe we put this out and we just don't tuck a card this round. Feels suboptimal, but it's probably the better play. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna spend 3 shells to get a wood. We're gonna do 3 bricks since we have all the brick and a laborer. And we're gonna put out a hut. And this is gonna actually give us a card. Maybe we'll get the card we want to tuck from that. It is not the card we want to tuck, so we're just gonna get the resources for that. We're getting back a shell and another food. And then we're just gonna recruit these 3 here. That's gonna require 2 food to do. And we do not have what we need. This is gonna go back in the box. We do not have what we need for either of these yet, but now that we have this space, we can start prepping for it. So go after this one first. So we'll get the red, because red's used in both. and then I guess we'll just see what colors we get next time. Anyway, if you want to support me, like and subscribe. I'm a Patreon member. I have a couple Patreon people that like to watch me play games. I'm not the most interesting person, but I try my best. So I apologize. I could be doing better on that front. I am me, and that's all I can do. All right. So we are also going to put a person out to get an extra food. And we have 5 shells, which I don't think we're going to do anything with. Yeah, that we're going to end our turn. They're going to slide down. They're going to stay here. The new barbarian's going to come out. Oh, sorry, I have to bribe them, and I use my power to stop that. And then we are going to get a bunch of new... And we are starting a new day, so we're going to do a new harvest. So same thing, we're going to draw 4 cards. Let's look at our 4 cards first, just so we can see what color people or what color worker we're going to want. And if we have any good cards that we want to tuck. The game is basically telling me I should tuck and start getting a blue worker every turn. That might not be the worst thing to do. Not what I want to do, but maybe getting rid of this guy wouldn't be so bad, and then I can use an outpost to make these a little bit more flexible and more useful. I think I'm going to do it because otherwise I'm wasting another turn where I don't have stuff. So I feel like, you know, I'm going off script a little bit from my previous games by doing this, but I'm going to tuck this guy here because otherwise I'm just going to end up with another brick, and you know, we're going to end up getting a lot of brick from all this. We have 3 that we can trade in for that, and we're getting 2 brick from this guy right here. So unfortunately, you know, it's not what I want to do, but that's what we're going to do. So yeah, actually, I have to do my full harvest first. This is what happens when you play late and you are trying to play faster. You skip little parts. So I'm getting, these guys are going to come back. I'm getting 2 laborers from this. This doesn't count because I just added it. I kind of worked ahead a little bit. I'm getting a food, and since I am not getting a blue this turn, I'm going to get a black instead, because then I can at least take care of the barbarian that's all the way down. And then I'm getting another red this turn, so maybe with the blue next turn, I can actually... That's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to get a blue because I forgot I have this power. We're going to get a blue from this. So we got 2 laborers, we got a blue, and then we got a 1 food and 1 shell. I like to get a food option for my second card, so that's... I'm afraid that I'm going to get behind on food, which is my fear now. But and then we're just going to generate these. We're going to get 2 bricks, and we are going to get a... And I think this guy was a story guy. I feel like he was one of the story paths we went down. So now we have all these resources to work with, and I think we're just going to start by using these. We're going to use one of the laborers to get another blue. And I want to use another blue. Since they both cost the same, I'm actually going to get another red. And I'm going to pay 3 food. And I'm going to go after this guy first, only because I'm going to be generating blues for free. So I might as well wait till next turn to do that, because I don't have an outpost yet. So you know, we might end up with a lot of blues for no good reason. So these are all going to go away. We're going to get 2 shells and a brick. He's going to go away. And then we're going to recruit. We're going to recruit these 2 for 2 more food. I have to pay 2 shells to be able to do that. So 2 shells for 1 food, 1 for another food. Actually, I didn't have to because I could have done this as well. So I'm going to get a food back. But I think that's it. How many cards do we have here? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5. So we can go 1 more round before we have to do this. We're kind of saving up for this or for this before the flood advances. So assuming nothing crazy happens with this barbarian, we should be okay to go 1 more round. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go 1 more round. All right. So we are going to got to bribe this person with 2 shells. We're going to use our power for that. Then so that's suffering our attacks. We're going to refresh the board. Not too bad. We can deal with that. We have an abundance of laborers if we need it. And then these guys are all going to come out. A lot of food options here. So we'll see what we do with that. And then what do I want to do? There's something I wanted to do. Oh yeah, so then I have to do my harvest. Once again, we're going to do, so these guys are going to come back. We're going to get our 2 laborers from here and from here. We now get a guaranteed spearman every round because of what we tucked here. And then we get a food and a shell. And then we get something of any color that we want. And I think we want, well, let's look at our cards first before we decide. We're getting 4 cards. See what we get here. All right, so we're getting a yellow. So we don't have a black rider. I want to kind of get rid of this guy, but we don't have what we need. So do we have what we need? No. We need a yellow, Oh, we do have what we need. Okay, so all right. Let's discuss what I'm going to do here. I'm going to get a black for the free one here. So that's all my harvest resources and my cards. Then I'm going to trade these all in to just get the resources. So we're going to get a shell and a food. We're going to get another laborer. We're going to get a archer. And then we're going to get another food and another shell from these cards. They're all going to go away. We're going to take one of our laborers here, and we are going to get another yellow. And we're going to go after this guy right here. And okay, we should be fine. It's going to make us draw 1 card, which I just realized, but we have 1 card here, so the flood will not advance yet. But we should be fine. We do have to pay 3 food to do this. 3 food, resources. We are going to get a shell back for our efforts, and then we're going to draw another card. And we're getting the monkey back. So we're going to do 3 more shells. Should have known that the monkey was the last card. And then we're going to recruit. We're not going to recruit. We are going to trash this guy for free and get 2 food. And weirdly enough, we're going to do the same thing with this. We're going to trash them, and we're going to get 1 food out of it because it costs 1 to do that. And then we're going to pay 1 food to get this 2 lumber guy. And again, my reason for doing that is you can get everyone out of this deck, and these guys come back out, and being able to just get the food over and over again like frees up a lot of your, engine and thinking power. So that's why we're doing it. All right, so I haven't had to draw anything yet. So we are going to do this right now. We're going to move the barge. We're going to do 2 laborers, 2 shells. This is going to come off the board. And then we are going to get a brick, a lumber, and we might have timed this actually poorly. I should have maybe gone for the other barbarian, but it should be fine. And then we're going to take a damage, and the damage we now have to shuffle, which is going to advance the wave or the flood, the wave of the flood. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be like this or like this. I'm assuming it's supposed to be like this. Who do we lose? I don't know. We lose this guy right here. Should be fine. This is going to go away. This all back. Part of the challenge is just staying ahead of all of the pieces and keeping it organized, because it can be a lot. I like engine builder type games where you get a lot of resources, but sometimes it can be kind of a lot. All right. Our choices now. I would like to get an outpost out right now, but I need lumber, and I don't know if I can afford all the lumber. Let's see here. I could get 2 lumber right now with all these shells, and then I have the wood, and I have 1 wood and a brick, and obviously I have the labor, and it would be really nice if I could get that out. The problem here is I don't have any more shells, and I would have to bribe this guy with shells, and I don't have a conversion for shells, I don't think. I do. I can discard a card to get rid of shells, but I don't have any cards to do that. I guess we can't do an outpost, which is what I wanted to do, which is a little bit sad. All right, we have some other options, I think. We can get really aggressive right now and immediately... No, we can't take that off because the boat's not there, right? Yeah, the boat has to be there. You can't do 2 in 1 turn. I wonder if I've ever cheated and done 2 in 1 turn. I don't think I have. I mean, the other option, I have all the brick. I can get ahead on this now, and I can start getting the lumber that way. I think that's what we're going to do. I don't have a card to tuck. And I don't remember what card I put down. I probably should have looked at that. It's too late. All right, so I think we're gonna do that. I think we're just gonna try to get ahead of things a little bit here. All right, so it's gonna be 3 brick, a laborer, and a wood. And we are going to put out another hut early, and we are going to get a food for that. And that's going to give us an extra worker space so we can start getting our logs, our wood this way for our outpost. And then we'll get another wood from this outpost too. And that should be enough to get us there. I just thought we're going to have to start worrying about the extra barbarians that are coming out. I feel a little at risk, but at the same time, if we have all this stuff here, so we should be fine. But we don't have a lot of ways to get the colors we want yet. Maybe once we clear this, we'll be in better shape. I don't know. I don't know. We don't have any ability to take care of these yet, so we're not going to. So we are going to have to lose 2 more shells. And that's the bribing phase. So you're going to slide down. You guys are going to slide down 1. We have 2 barbarians coming out now. And we got the lumber ones, which is not great since we're trying to get lumber, but it is what it is. We could probably deal with it. And that's going to be that. The boat's going to come back on the board. Technically, that should have been boat, suffer attacks, then refresh, but it's fine. Now we're going to do our harvest. All of this is going to come back. We are going to get our 2 laborers and our archer. So luckily our spearmen, luckily we've got 2 guys that use spearmen, so we're still getting value out of them for now. So hopefully that continues. Then we are going to, what are we going to do? We are going to get a, and then I got to choose one of any color. So right now we have this taken care of, if this guy taken care of. What we don't have is this guy yet. So let's draw our 4 cards as well and see what we're working with. All right, so we are once again not getting the colors that we want. Could go a little bit crazy here and just get another color worker and tuck them. I've never really tried to go for a +1. I feel like that could be good, but also bad. I mean, I could get the lumber and this as well. Like, I don't know, for some reason I'm not getting this game the cards for tucking that I normally would want. So I want to go crazy and put a random color under here and then just hope I can solve it with outposts. I probably do. I mean, basically, if I do it that way, I just need to get the yellow and black outpost instead. I think that's what I think we're gonna try it. I have to decide how I want to do this. I'm probably going to do it like this, which means that I'm probably going to grab, what am I going to grab? Well, we still can't get a red or a black, so I'll grab a red. Hope that's the right answer. Oh wait, I have a red, so I'll get a black. There we go. No, I need the red for the other one. All right, fine. The color doesn't really matter. So, all right, this is all of our stuff. Oh yeah, I mean, we can also, okay, so let's get all of our free resources. We almost have all the laborers now out of the box, so we got to pay attention to that. Blue, and then a food and a shell. We have a huge pile of stuff going on right here. Try to count it. I tucked this guy, so next round I'm going to start generating yellow workers. This feels different than my normal strategy, so we'll see how this goes. All right, let's take care of what we can take care of first. They're going to go away. Stop taking all my shells. I do have to pay 2 food, and I'm going to get back a wood and 2 shell. They are gone, but so are my resources. Okay, so what can we do? What can we do? What can we do? All right, we have this guy here. We can put him there and grab a fighter. Means that for 2 more resources, we can bring them back. Let's do that. We only get a shell. It's kind of a pretty bad trade, but we at least did it slightly cheaper. And then now we're losing 2 lumber, or at least 1 lumber. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of this guy and just grab the 2 lumber straight from the pile, and then we'll use 2 food to recruit these guys. And this deck is getting smaller, so hopefully they'll start cycling through. And then now we're going to go straight after this because we can do it. So we're going to do 3 shells, 2 shells, and 3 laborers. Barg's just going to come off the board. We are going to get a brick and a wood, but we are going to suffer 2 more damage. 1 and 2. This is one of the guys I like attacking. I like getting a extra shell and an extra food, but I don't know. Different strategy. We'll see if I win. Maybe I lose. Maybe the food shell is the thing that keeps me winning. I don't know. Maybe this new strategy will break us. I don't really know for sure. All right, so this is out, which means that we can actually get another outpost out. We don't really usually get that many outposts. What's the thing underneath this? I always forget. This is to grab another card. We don't really like that. What's this last one? 2 shells. Okay. I think we want to get an outpost. And I think we can afford an outpost. We're going to do that right now. That's going to give us a lot of flexibility. So we're going to do 3 lumber, 1 brick, 1 laborer, and we are going to put out, I don't know, it's either red or black. I guess we'll do red to start with. And we'll put that out, and that's going to get us a food. And then now we are in chill mode. So really the only resource, the only labor that we don't have access to now is the riders. But we do get an extra shell every turn, so we're happy with that. Not sure what I did here. I think I've been mixing things weirdly in my box. All right, so we only have this labor here, and then everything. Oh, we have all these guys too. We only have this unique guy right here. These are now red. I'm going to be generating blue and yellow every turn, and still two whites. So I think we are simply going to stock up on more lumber and a food. Lumber and a food. We're going to bribe one of these guys this turn, and that's all we're going to do. Everything else we're just going to hold on to for now. And we're going to use our power to stop this one. We bribe this person with the lumber. And I think we're going to start seeing the nasty... This is going to come back out. We're going to start seeing the nasty barbarians soon. There's a few nasty ones in here. Both of these. This one's easy to do, but very nasty if you don't get rid of them. This one is nasty because... more barbarians come out, so we're gonna see if my strategy holds up. This is where we're at right now. Okay, so we are about, I don't know, 40 minutes in. We're starting to get through towards the end of the game. Let's see what we can do. So we are going to harvest again. So we are back to a lot of weird colors. All of this. We're getting a food, and we are also getting 2 shells now because we get a shell for every outpost that's out there. There's only 2 shells in the box, so we're gonna have to convert some of this. And then we still have our get a meeple of any color option. So we are going to pivot, and we are going to get a rider. That guy's got to go, and we need the food for that. So we're gonna just prep all this right now. And then that's all the free stuff that we get, except for these 4 cards. Let's see what our cards give us. So our hand, we are getting a little bit of everything, I guess. Nothing too great here. We really kind of wanted more riders from our cards. I feel like we haven't. I feel like all of our rider. I think this guy was a rider that we tucked, yeah. And I feel like all the other ones got taken out of the deck or I don't know. I haven't seen. I don't think we've gotten any riders for free from our laborers. Is what I'm trying to say. Whoops! I don't know why I did that. Let's put them back. Okay, hold on. All right, so we're giving ourselves an archer, laborer. These guys all come back too. A food and a shell. Again, I always feel like I've cheated. Once I start having this many resources, I start thinking to myself, what did I do wrong? And then usually somebody comments and says, either I did something wrong or no, you did it fine. But I'm going to be paranoid this entire remaining time that I play. All right, so we're going to take care of the obvious things first. Now that we have all of our resources and all of our choices, they're going away. We got our 3 workers or 3 villagers and our 3 food. And we're going to get 2 shells from that and a brick. I have all the shells right now, so I'm going to have to convert some of them soon. Interestingly enough, I can use 3 laborers against this person because my laborers are also now fighters. So I don't actually have to have 3 random colored meeples to do it. We are going to do it like this. We're going to use 2 shells, 2 shells, and 2 shells to represent the food because otherwise I have no shells. And that's going to let me draw a card from my deck. They're gone. And it's just going to be the 2 brick guys. So we have a lot of brick going. I don't think there's any use for brick right now until we are ready to get another outpost out, which will require us to advance this 1 more space, which we're not ready to do yet. Then we are going to recruit somebody that gives us riders, and then we're also going to recruit these 2 guys because that will thin out this deck even more. And then we are going to put some workers out everywhere. We're going to get a food. We're going to get another lumber, food, lumber, food, lumber, and then I can also get something of any choice that I want. I think we're just going to get a rider to start with because they're the ones I don't really have any access to. So you're going to be seeing me getting a lot of the black workers, the black meeples, which are riders, and then that's it. So we do have to bribe one of these guys again. We're going to bribe them for a wood, and 2 more barbarians are going to come out. This is another nasty one that we got to deal with, so hopefully we can figure that out. More villagers come out, and we do it all over again. 2 more laborers. 1, 2, blue and yellow, blue and yellow, a food and 2 shells, and then I choose one of any color, and let's just map out what we have. Have that barbarian taken care of. Do we have this barbarian taken care of? Actually, we'll leave that barbarian out because they want brick. Let's go after easier ones. Let's go after this one. If you don't know what I'm doing, I'm just lining up my workers with the barbarians visually so I can figure out what I need. And I also didn't draw any cards yet too, so I might also get some stuff. All right, so all the resources for those guys. So what was I trying to figure out? What color meeple to get? Oh, I'm just going to probably get a fighter again. These guys are all going to come off. And we are going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. So now we're at 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we're getting pretty close for the flood to advance. And this is what we got. We got the monkey. We're just going to cash this all in. So we're going to get a blue, red, 2 lumber, 3 shells. We have the 3 shells available because we traded them in last turn. All right, so they're all going. And we can probably, we cannot. We can if we like use extra resources. I was going to say we can probably get another barbarian taken down, but we cannot. So we're going to recruit this person. We are going to pay 4 shells, cover the food costs for these 2 guys. And since we have a lot of shells, we're going to use a laborer to get a food, use another laborer to get a worker of our choice, and we are weirdly, but you know what, we're just going to stick with the theme and get a rider because we're going to need them. And we do need a lot of blue and a lot of yellow, but we do generate them, so the hope is we can get through that naturally without having to do any weird stuff. And then we are just going to simply get another, I don't know, we have a lot of brick, so we're going to get another wood. And then we are going to destroy these guys now. So we have the resources for them, which gives us 3 shells. And then we have the resources for this guy right here, 3 food, those guys. So we're getting another 3 shells. So we're going to convert 2 of the shells into a food. Do it that way because we have almost all the shells. This all goes back in the box. That is it for this turn. So we have, you know, let's just convert 4 more shells into food. We're gonna need it. We'll get 2 more foods. Provisions, as they say. And to keep it a little bit clearer, this is all brick. There's no workers in there. This is all lumber. This is our workforce. There we go. It's a little bit clearer now. Okay. That's the end of the round. We do have to bribe. I'm going to bribe this person with a brick. Then our power here makes that trivial. We're going to get 2 more barbarians. A normal barbarian and another normal barbarian. And then these guys are going to come out. And then this is where things get a little bit wonky because there's not a lot of cards left in this deck. It means that we can pretty much fine tune what we're going to get every turn. This is kind of where the snowballing in this game kind of takes place. Like I can just start immediately trashing that person and not taking them. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to solidify this victory, I think. We are going to draw 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. We take a damage, we will have to advance the flood. I don't think we're going to be taking any damage this turn. And then the second, I don't know, we could go through this whole deck again if we want to before we have to do it. But it does really take a long time to go through it. So we'll probably get impatient and advance the flood or advance the boat sooner than that. But let's do our harvest first. So we're going to get 2 of these. All of these laborers are going to come back. We're getting a blue and a yellow, like so. And then we're getting 2 shells and a food. And then I get 1 of any color that I want from right here. And I think I'm simply, you know what? Let's see what we're getting this turn. We are getting at least 1 red. So red does not help us. All right. So let us see. We can go after this guy if we want to. So we need a lot of yellow and blues actually. So we're gonna get a free blue. Kind of being bombarded with yellows and blues. That's kind of the deal right now. Is blues and yellows, yellows and blues, yellows and blues. So we might actually have a kind of tough time getting through some of this. All right, let us get the free stuff that we do. So we do have 1 problem, and that is we are maxed out on laborers. So we're gonna have to do this. We're gonna have to trade in 2 laborers and 2 foods to get laborers of our choice colors, and we're gonna get 1 blue and 1 yellow. We'll do it like this, and that's from this trade right there. And then now we're gonna get back those 2 laborers from our workers or from our labor cards, another food and a shell, and then we're also gonna get a red labor and these all on top. Then, all right, so we're going to use 1 laborer here to get a blue, yellow. All right, then we need to make sure we have all the food we need for this. So we need 3 food for this transaction, 2 food for this transaction, 2 food for this transaction. We are going to recruit this person. We're going to pay 2 food. We're going to trash this person to get 2 food. Well, it costs the food to do that. We're going to trash to get 2. We're going to use the extra food to grab this. So basically it's a wash. We have no extra food from that little interaction. But because I know a lot of these guys are food, I'm not really worried about food. Even though I'm really low on food right now, I'm not super worried about it. So all of this is paid for. I need to trade in 2 more food and a worker because again, actually no, I have 1 more labor in the box. Actually, I need 2. So yeah, I'm going to trade in 2 more for food just to get another. I'm going to get one of these guys. I'm going to get a food from this, and I can get a color of any type. And I think I'm just going to again get a rider just in case. I don't know what's coming up. All right, so now we're going to go after all these barbarians. Let's just go after them in order. This one is going to advance the flood. So that is this. And where's my extra food from this? Is it this? No, I think I need 1 more food. I think I accidentally took a food that I wasn't supposed to. So we'll just pay it from right here. So 2 shells of food and the costs here. I might have somehow spent it. I'm probably hurting myself in this scenario, but it's fine. We're gonna get a shell back. We have to draw a card. When we do that, wait, why did I put them back in the box? You guys do not go back in the box. You guys go up here. For some reason, I've been putting them back in the box. They don't go back in the box. All right, so the flood's going to advance. Boom. We are prepared for that. Draw one card from the top of your ready pile. Here we go. What do we get? We got another yellow worker. All right. Now we're going to take care of this barbarian next. We got, again, something going on. I think I need another shell now. Nope. I think I added one too many shells. That's what's going on here. All right. So food, another food, 3 workers. And they're going to go away, and we're just going to get back a laborer and a shell. That transaction. And then this guy's going to go away. We've got 3 workers, the 3 food. And we're going to get back a laborer and a shell. So that was why I converted a bunch of dudes, because we have all the white laborers out of the box. So every time that happens, you kind of have to plan ahead a little bit and just do some exchanges. Otherwise, you don't get the resource. I think you can always still do the exchanges, but yeah, I just try to stay ahead of it. And then I think that's everything. I think we did all this turn. I don't know if these are from last turn, but yeah, I think I don't remember doing this one, to be honest, but it's fine. We'll leave these on for now. And then this one, I don't even have to bribe. I can just use my power on. So that's going to be that. We're going to replenish this row. These guys are all going to come out. All right. Then we are going to do another harvest phase. So now we're going to start pushing through the end of the game. So, ooh, mistakes were made again. These guys are going to come off. We should have exchanged 2 more laborers with... I feel like I'm just missing pieces. I don't know. I feel like I normally have more laborers. I should probably like count how many are in the box. We should have converted to exactly what I was talking about, and we're just going to convert them into riders. So we'll do all that because we're going to generate 2 right now. Need them from the box because of this. A blue and a yellow. And then we get an extra shell and a food. And then we still need a lot of blues. So I'm going to grab a blue for my free one. And that is everything. Put everything over here for now. Let's get our 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. We are going to immediately put these guys down like this. Get all the resources. So a food, shell. Again, I have to pay a food and a laborer to get something of a different color. We'll get another black one, I guess, for now, just so I can get another laborer. And then another food, another shell. I really feel like I misplaced some laborers because I feel like I have a lot less, but it is what it is. Let's see any in the box. All right, you guys are all going to go away. All right, so this is where we start making some moves, I think. Before we do anything, let's see what we can take care of up here. I don't particularly like this guy. We're going to prep for him first. We don't have a lot of food, so we're going to do the following. We're going to convert 2 shells into 1 food. We're going to recruit this person. We're going to pay 1 food to immediately trash this person for 2 food. And then we're going to pay 1 food to immediately trash this person for 2 food. Now we have some food to work with. We use a worker to get another food. So it went from like 0 food to 4 food. All right, so 3 food covers this particular transaction. And then we need another food, another 2 food if we want to take care of this, but we don't have the blue, but we can get the blue. So 2 yellows, we'll put a worker here to get a blue. And then we'll put a worker here to get a lumber. I don't know if we need the lumber, but we're going to grab the lumber just in case. All right. So first, let's take care of the barbarians, and then we'll take care of whatever we're going to do here. So first barbarian action is going to be simply the following. They're going to go away. We have the outpost for reds, so that's going to go back in the box. These go away, and we're going to get back a shell, and we're getting this laborer right back. And then this is gonna go away. Got food and food, and we'll pay for it like that. And we're gonna get back a lumber and 2 shells. And we're gonna leave out the 2 guys that or the 1 barbarian we have here right now because we don't have what we need to take care of them. So next we're gonna pay 3 laborers. 1, 2, 3. Take this boat off and the 2 shells, and we're gonna get a brick and a log. I probably should probably start getting the shell for this one, to be honest. And then we're gonna have to lose 2 guys. These 2 come off the top. And we replenish our laborers into the box a little bit here. And this can go away. And then we are going to immediately, what are we gonna do? We are going to immediately do something. We're going to immediately probably put out 2 buildings if we can afford it. We got the 3 lumber, 1, 2, 3, and then a lumber and wood. And that's going to pay for this. So we're going to do the black now. So all of our laborers become riders. And then we also are going to just get an extra labor out, and then that's going to give us a red and a black meeple when we do that. And then we're just got the hope that we can sustain our food. Food's going to be our next big challenge, as we did not get any food bonuses yet. But we're going to hope that our little plan up here with the food gods is going to work out. And that is it for this particular round. So we're going to bribe them by doing nothing. He's going to slide down 3 because now we've got 3 barbarians coming out every turn. We're going to hopefully be able to deal with them all, but food might be our biggest issue. So we'll see how this goes. And then ship comes back. We're going to replenish these. And then that is it for the turn. Probably should have gotten the food, to be honest, but I feel like food's going to be our biggest problem. Never had a food issue before, but maybe we can solve that problem somehow. So next round, we're getting 3 laborers now. Return plus a blue and a yellow, and then we're getting 3 shells. 3 shells is helpful because that equals some food, and then a food, and then I can pick anything of any color. We now have all the blacks, all the reds, so blue is really the color that we need more of. So I'm just going to grab a free blue, and then now this is what we have to work with here. So food is our problem. Food is our bottleneck. So we have to hope we draw some food from these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. We draw. None of this is food, unfortunately. Although stuff we like to tuck is here, so maybe we get really aggressive. I don't know. We might get really aggressive and try to tuck this. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. All right, so I'm just going to put these cards down so you can see them. I'm not going to cash them in yet. I'm going to do this in a very particular order. First, we have to just remove some guys off the board. None of these are particularly bad, although this one we can't bribe, but we can defend. So we know we're going to be defending against that. We know we need 2 foods, so I'm going to actually do food like this first. So I'm going to save my shells for a second. And we need 2 blues and a black. So I'll actually use a white meeple just because so we can get some back in the box. And we're just going to do this in real time now because it requires a little bit more planning. So we're going to get our 3 shells back from that. These are going to go back in the box. This we're going to just trash to get a food and a shell, and then we're going to spend 2 foods to grab these guys right here. Boom and boom. We want to try to keep this deck a little thin if we can. We know there's food there. Then we are going to use 2 foods, 2, 4, 6 shells to cover our food costs for this guy right here. And we're going to do black, black, red like this. We'll substitute 1 white in for a black just because, again, we need them for box purposes, so we don't have to convert them later. So this is going to take care of this guy. Actually, what's better? This is probably better. This guy. and we're going to get a shell and a labor back for that effort. All right, so next we are going to do a yellow, red, 2 whites, and we do not have 3 shells. What can we do to generate shells? We can get rid of a card, generate shells. Is that a thing? I was not expecting. Oh, we can do this to generate a shell. There's our extra shell. So we have 3 shells now. Boat's going to come off. We are going to get a lumber from all of this. But we do have to get rid of 3 cards when we do this. So not the greatest thing in the world. These are going to come off. And then we are going to probably immediately do everything that we can. So we're going to do 1, we're going to do 3 bricks, a wood. This hut's going to come up here. We are going to, what are we going to do? We're going to get a blue worker out of that. And as a bonus, we're going to get an extra shell. Extra shells are good. And we are going to tuck this guy who we've been aiming to get for a while under here. That should help out. Now we haven't even trashed these yet, so let's start that. So I can get a lumber, I can get a labor, I can get a yellow meeple for these 3. And then I think I can also just grab this farm too. The extra food is important. So we don't have the food though. We have a way of generating food with what we have left. What gives us food? Don't have a way of getting the food this turn. Actually, a bummer. We need 1 more shell. Oh, we can do this now. This will let us draw a card. Let's see what that gets us. Maybe this will get us a food or a shell. Does not get us a food or a shell. It gets us 2 brick, which is not really something. Oh no, we can actually to my exhaust pile. Okay, perfect. We'll just exhaust this guy instead. I probably should be doing this more actually. I don't know why I haven't been doing it. Probably makes the game even easier. For some reason I always thought this was to this pile, but this is just to my exhaust pile for 2 shells. Yeah, sign me up. Now we can do what we need to do. Actually, I didn't even need food to begin with. I don't know what I'm talking about. This is yellow, and I just have to pay all that. I didn't even need a food. I just needed a brick and a wood, which I have plenty of. So what happens when you're playing at like 2 in the morning? You lose your mind. You start seeing things. All right, I think we're in very good shape here. Really nothing else I can do other than I can get another worker. I probably should get a blue, and that will be it for my turn. And I'm in another scenario. Did I forget to move this up? I don't think I did. I think that's where it's supposed to be, right? I just happened to do these 2 back to back. So, all right. We took our actions. The boat's going to go back. We're going to suffer attacks. We're going to bribe this guy with our last brick. Weirdly, I didn't realize we were out of brick, but that's what's going to happen. And we're going to block that one. 3 barbarians are coming back out, so we do have to stay on top of this. Oh, okay. Now the game's getting nasty on us, but we're going to see what happens. Maybe we got too aggressive too fast. I don't know. All right. 1 and 2. Both of these are not the food guys. All right. It's fine. We got this. I feel like we're in really good shape right now. All right. Let us generate everything. Let's get our first 4 cards first. Let's see what we have going on here. We have no food in any of this. Well, we have 3 shells. The 3 monkey shells is not bad. All right. All right. So we are getting 1, 2, 3 laborers now. Seems right. Then we're getting 1, 2, 3 foods. We're getting 1, 2, 3 shells. And then we're also getting a blue and a yellow worker. These are all going to come off. Just going to move everything out of the way here. You guys all come off as well. All right. So, easy thing to do first is let's start lining these. Let's start before I guess I should just create all this in, right? So I don't need the lumber. We're gonna trash that for 2 shells. Now that I know that I can do that, and then I'm gonna get the rider. I'm gonna get the 3 shells from the monkey, And then we're going to get the red worker fighter. Okay. All right, so let's just do one at a time. This guy can go away. Red, blue. We just have to get rid of 3 and we should be fine. This is going to cost 1 food. We're just going to take care of that now. And we're going to get a shell back for that transaction. So we have all the shells now. So now we can start paying for stuff with shells. Let's see if we can go after this guy. Actually, we need to go after this both of these guys. Let's get our free food first. We'll use a labor to get an extra food so we can see what we need to do. And we're actually going to do this. We're going to use a worker here to draw an extra card and see if we get food. We did not get food, but we did get a laborer back, so it's not the end of the world. All right. 1 food, 2 foods, 3 foods for this guy. This guy's our next most dangerous person. And this is simply just going to be these 3. So we are going to get back 2 and a lumber. So they're going to go away. Then what else? This needs 2 food. No, we don't want to go after this guy next. So this is going to be a 3 food. We have what we need. Blue, red. We'll do it like this. We'll use the white for the black. So he'll go away. We're going to get a brick back and 2 shells back. And then they go away. All right, so that's our 3 barbarians. And we still could probably get rid of another barbarian if we want. We're going to recruit them just so that they don't go into this pile. We're going to recruit this person for the same reason. Don't really need them, but somewhere in here are food guys. That's who we want to rotate in and out. We were having a problem with that. We can bribe them just fine, but can we just take care of them? Well, let's see. What do we need to get rid of this barbarian for this this last boat? Have what we need to do that just fine. Got the 3 shelves. Maybe we just do it, push our luck. We still have all of these workers here. As long as we don't get like an ungodly amount of blue workers, we should be fine. As requirements, we'll have plenty of guys in there. We can also just preempt our blue worker situation and probably just get another clam doing it like this. So yeah, let's just go for it. The boat's gonna come off. This is gonna come off. You know, I could just cycle through a bunch and, you know, mass up way more stuff here, but we're gonna move ahead. We're just gonna go for it. And so we paid all that. We do have to lose 3 guys. 1, 2, 3. I wonder if was I putting them on top before? I hope I wasn't. Maybe that's why I haven't seen the food guys. Maybe I've just been putting the discarding. I've been putting them on top. That might be a rookie mistake that I have been making. I don't really know. All right. The final round that we have to survive. These 2 are going to slide down. 4 barbarians are coming out. 1, 2, 3, 4. This should not be too bad. If this is a food one, this should be perfect. It is exactly like we planned. All right, let's just generate all of our resources. We're getting 3 laborers back. We have not had any story beats this game as well, as far as I've noticed. I don't even know if there's any more story barbarians left. So really, it's just the win conditions and the loss conditions. 3 of these guys, blue and a yellow, and then 3 shells, 3 food. 1, 2, 3. I can get 1 of any color. Now, weirdly, there's no blue that I need up there, so I guess I'll grab another yellow. And then let's just see what we can tackle. We just have to survive. This hasn't even gone up yet, because we still have 3 more guys here. We're really ahead of the flood, so we're just going to get rid of all the easy ones first. First, we're just going to get 2 food for free. 2 food for free is good, and we're going to get an extra food by putting this worker back out. And then we're also just going to grab another card, because why not? Actually, we didn't even grab our cards. Actually, the flood is going to go up now. 1, 2, 3. We're almost doing this without cards now. We keep forgetting that this is part of the answer too. So 4 cards. Let's just get our 5th card now, since we're putting our worker there. The flood does move up. So we're just gonna do this just to stay ahead. We're gonna get 3 more foods, and I don't think we're gonna have a problem at this point. 1, 2, 3. Actually, I just gave myself. What did I do here? I guess I'm out of food token. I think I owe myself 1 food token, and then we'll put these on the side. I don't even think I'm gonna need them to get through this. So food for this barbarian, and a white and a black meeple. So this guy's taken care of. Not even going to worry about the rewards yet until I think I need them. This one's also a double food, blue and yellow. That's taken care of. We'll slide these off. I'll give myself the 1 food that I owe from before, because I could have done the timing on that all different so that I wouldn't have lost food. So not cheating, just, you know, I didn't realize I was actually out of food tokens. Otherwise, I would have done it in that order. 1 more food for this guy. We can use whites as blacks and reds. We'll just do it like this. The heat comes off. We have to deal with 1 more barbarian with our resources. We're going to get another card from that and a shell. And we'll just get a red. I think that's going to be like it. A few more right here. 1, 2, red, white, yellow, and then for good measure, we've got 3 more blue, red, white, and I could trash these guys to get 2 more workers, but we're not going to do that. But yeah, I don't even think I need to do this, but we're just going to do it anyway. 3 foods. We need black, yellow, black. So this guy would be done. Can we get this last one? I don't even know what this guy's doing here. We'll just, I guess I could get 2 clams with him, 2 shells. 1, 2, this is all paid for, this is all paid for. 3, so we need this is worth, we need a red, black, and then we could do this for a yellow. And this fully wipes all the barbarians. I don't know, I didn't need to play it all the way through, but again, unless I'm missing something and accidentally cheated, which could happen, we got really ahead of the resources again. I think it really just comes down to being patient, getting this deck really far down. And again, I do think I might have accidentally put cards on top of the deck, which actually hurt me more than helped. But if you can keep, you know, this pool of cards down to just food, and if you want to take, like, I could have stalled a whole nother, like, I don't know, 20 cards here. I could have built up my food supply, got maxed out all my stuff, and then progressed the flood. But as you can see, we just kind of progressed it really fast. And we still have enough resources where we probably could have gotten a quick outpost as well if we needed it, or even put this out. And I always forget what the extra power is. And we could have even gotten an extra 1 card from over there as well. So yeah, that is game 6. Let's look at the reward card, and we got 2 more wins left before the campaign's over, or we have a lot of losses. So let's see if this throws anything weird at us. So we need to read 37 in the storybook. We were reading so much in previous games, and this one not so much reading. All right. Irreplaceable to Shanxi, I cannot find the words to describe the joy I've been rewarded with all of this labor. I look around me and I see what our people have done, what I am capable of leading people to achieve. We are not simply protecting ourselves from the wrath of nature, but with the sweat of our brows and the life in our veins, we are reshaping this land, bending nature to our will. My only wish is that everyone could see what I see. It seems our progress is starting to disturb some of the larger bandit clans. When my last scouts reported on the number of bandits in the area, they brought with them disturbing news. They saw amongst the rebels we are used to seeing men and women of huge stature, broad and tall, wearing armor and weapons, the likes of which I have not seen. I can only speculate, but it would appear that the local barbarians have mustered their gold together to hire mercenaries into their camp. We will have to train more men to fight, and there will be sacrifices. Coming months will be treacherous, and I believe in what we are building here, and regardless of how big the mountain is, it can never block out the sun. Find cards 56 through 59. All right, well, are these going to be the barbarians that finally break us? They might be. Kind of curious what the other benefits we could be getting are. 56 through 59. Ooh, okay. Well, now this is starting to feel like the game is catching up difficulty wise because these are 4 meeple conditions. Now, luckily, the bottom is not too bad, and 2 of them have story beats. So, we can assume that these will get removed at least. So we'll only have to deal with 2 of them eventually. But all it takes is one really bad, like, row of, you know, these coming out back to back or something for us to be having a bad time, or if this shows up first. That's the other thing that can happen. We had that one game with one of the wall games. The one that we lost, I think, had a really bad first barbarian. So now we are starting to get to the scary place when it comes to barbarian. Anyway, I'm wakasm. This has been another game of Legacy of You. Just want to give a shout out to the few supporters that I have. A special thanks to all my patrons, Sloth Bear, Kumagoro. Thank you for watching. As always, I flip back and forth between video games and board games. So if you don't like one, you can watch the other. Right now, I'm only playing board games, like recording wise, a couple times a week. So it's a little bit slower than what I would like. I have some job changes going on in my life, personal life, that I got to deal with. So depending on how that falls, I might have more time or less time for recording, but I'm still going to do it because I enjoy doing it. I'm still working on my website, ranking all the games. So hopefully one of these videos I can talk more about that. Other than that, I have hundreds of games that I want to get through. So getting through this campaign will just open the doors for other games to be played and more content. Thank you for watching. Give me some feedback, leave a comment, thumbs up, thumbs down, hopefully thumbs up. And anyway, I will see you next time. Thank you for watching.